Good evening, and welcome to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen meeting. We've got the Citizens Forum for February 5th, 2019. We have one person signed up, Doug Schaefer. If you'd please come forward. Please state your name and address for the record.
Doug Schaefer, 192 Morningside Drive for 41 years now. So older than a lot of you, I can tell. But I want to talk about public safety on some of the roads. Sand Hill Road goes from Stones River to Fergus Road. It's got a lot of traffic on it, especially at rush hour. They cut through there to get through. But there's a lot of building going on. You got tractor trailers, you got flatbeds coming now. No shoulders. White lines on the side of the roads that are faded, bad in a lot of places. Some places are fine. Center line, double yellow lines, almost every curve and up around the convenience center, faded away. And so you get people taking their half out of the middle on some of those curves. Just asking you to look at that way. In front of Kroger's, coming down Murfreesboro Road, solid white line across there. Okay, there's no turn lane or anything, solid white line, yet Taco Bell on one side, AutoZone on the other, four-way stop just down there with the road running the whole way out to whatever that is down at the end of El Rodeo by the Kroger gas station. I can't remember what that road is now. But to me, that's not quite right that road out at Murfreesboro Road, the white line ought to be taken away because it's more of a road than it is a driveway, I think. Just point. Now the big one. Ever since the Exxon station was put in at the corner of Fergus Road, I guess that is, and Murfreesboro Road, there's been problems. At first, it was a solid line coming down there till right at the intersection. Now they do have the dotted line that you can cross to make the right-hand turn, especially on green or when no traffic's coming in this type of thing. But that can fit one SUV and one tractor trailer. 4 cars can squeeze in there with the dotted lines if they're up right behind each other. Most of the time, though, they leave gaps in there and you can only get maybe 3. But here's what happens. 5 o'clock in the evening, you can back up to the storage place and the road's backed up there. You can't make your right turns, and a lot of people in the right lane are because it's blocked at the intersection. And it's going to go from the intersection, it's going to go to the other side over by Speedway, and then coming out of there, and then you get left turns coming from downtown Laverne. What I'm saying is you also, the people that obey the law and don't cross the white line to sneak down to make the right turn on Fergus Drive, okay, that they wait. Then the light changes, and when they get to go, there's cars coming down the shoulder. And somebody's going to get drilled bad there. I think, to me, my solution for that, if you can't extend the dotted lines, you could at least have some police sitting in the Exxon parking lot there and watch it sometime. Give them a $100 fine or so, a couple of them, and that'll slow them down from coming down. But they do. People are going to make their turn, and the car's coming down. Just some things to think about. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. And with that, that concludes the Citizens Forum. We will start back up with the Board of Mayor and Aldermen meeting at 7 o'clock. Good evening and welcome to the Board of Mayor and Aldermen regular meeting. Today is February 5th, 2019. We do have a quorum. The prayer tonight will be with Miss Leah, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be with Alderman Brown. If everyone would please stand for the prayer. And Miss Leah, if you'd come forward.
everybody, please bow your head, close your eyes. Oh, gracious Father, we come before you once again to say thank you. We thank you for waking us up this morning, closed in our right mind, with the activity of our limbs. Lord, we need your help. We have problems all over, Lord, and we need you. We should have asked before, but Lord, this world is in a terrible situation. Lord, we need to pray for the President, Donald Trump, the Speaker of the House, Nancy Pelosi. We need to pray for the Senate and pray for the House of Representatives. Oh Lord, we ask that you just stretch out your hand and touch each one of them. Give them the understanding of what they're doing and how they're affecting people and what the outcome will be. I know they want to think that they can solve this problem, but only you can do it, Lord. Lord, you have to intervene. Give them tell them what to do, direct their feet. And Lord, we pray for the governors of the United States. It seemed like one right after the other. In California, Virginia, several states, they're just falling apart. Lord, we need to pray for them. Lord, give them wisdom, understanding, knowledge. Lord, guide their feet so they can go out there and search for the evidence before they come to a conclusion. Oh, Lord, be with them, strengthen and protect them and guide them. And Lord, with this treaty, the treaty that was broken from 1987, what is the result going to be, Lord? For every action, there is a reaction. Lord, we need your help desperately. And Lord, we pray, everyone, we pray for Mayor Cole, Vice Mayor Matt Church, Alderperson Melissa Brown, Calvin Jones, and Steve Noe. Lord, direct their step. Lord, give them wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Be with them. Guide and protect them, Lord. Oh, Lord, and let them work as one and do it all for the benefit of building up Laverne, not themselves. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In Jesus' name, amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So everyone should have received a copy of the minutes. You've had a chance to review those. Need a motion to approve the minutes from our January 8th regular meeting.
I'll make a motion we approve.
Have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Minutes are approved. So moving over to presentations. Let me get up and come down here. And we're going to start off with Outstanding Performance Awards. And we have two. So first, can I have Felicia Anderson come up here, please? Felicia works in finance. She handles every kind of bid or purchase there is. She keeps the board straight as far as what we have and where's it going. So I want to present to you the City of Laverne Outstanding Performance Award granted to you, Felicia Anderson. Congratulations. Hold the certificate up. We've got one more here, and Tony Craddock. If you could please join me. Tony thought she was coming up here to talk about the Christmas program, and instead you're getting the Outstanding Performance Award from the City of Laverne for everything you do with the Laverne Police Department. Chief, where'd Chief Walker? There he is. Chief, do you want to say anything as well?
Yes, I lied to her, but I think the Lord will forgive me.
Congratulations. Sorry to trick you. So next we have 3 outstanding ladies from Laverne High School. If y'all could please come up here and join me. These young ladies are all graduating from Laverne High School, and they have gotten full scholarships to different colleges, and just wanted to take a moment to recognize each one. Actually, let's move this around a little bit, just how you're standing. And first, we've got Sherry, and these all read the same except for the name, but this is a City of Laverne Certificate of Recognition. Sherry, this is for everything you do. In recognition of your achievement for being awarded a full scholarship to Vanderbilt University, the city wishes you the best of luck as you prepare for the next stage of your life. And want to thank all of you ladies, because y'all all help out in this community so much in various ways, whether it's different events, whether it's through items at school. You set a great example for our city. You are going to be great ambassadors for us. So let me give you this. They're ready. Congratulations. And what was your name again, dear? Michaela Walker. Can we give them a round of applause? Congratulations, ladies. Y'all make us very proud here. Now, do we have any of our Interact Club members here? Just Sherry. Come on up again. So, you're getting double duty kind of today. We're hoping a few more, but this is, yes, and I'm trying to flip through these, but this is in recognition for all y'all did with the Parade of Lights, and then also we've got some for what's been happening down at the Senior Center. Because the Interact Club, for those that don't know, is a club through Laverne High School that volunteers in the community with Laverne High School students, usually some of the brightest and best, and they are making a big impact in our community, both Laverne, Smyrna. They're out, whether it's on the street picking up trash, whether it's volunteering their time with the seniors. This is a very big impacting club, and it's building our leaders for the future. And many of them I see sitting on this board in the future. So we just want to say, again, thank y'all so much for what y'all do. Yes, we've got a bunch here. Wonderful. Thank you both. Now we have one more certificate of appreciation. This one's near and dear to my heart. Commissioner Brad Turner. You could come up here. I'm glad to be able to still call him Commissioner, Commissioner Brad Turner was my commissioner, but he was one of our commissioners for the city of Laverne and for Smyrna, serving Rutherford County and representing our communities faithfully over the years. And so we want to take a moment and recognize you. You have resigned from the Rutherford County Commission, and you've now taken a position with Governor Lee's administration. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I was fortunate enough to be named commissioner for the Department of Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities under Governor Lee's new cabinet. We're responsible for the oversight and working with different community support centers around providing support to families and individuals who are intellectually or developmentally disabled, but providing them an ability to be able to live in their community and enjoy the type of independence that some in those communities have been challenged to receive. It's our mission and our vision and our drive to be able to help those individuals and those families. So I hate being able to not being able to represent the west side of Laverne anymore, but I feel like it's a good opportunity that God opened the door for me to participate, and that's really where my passion is, being a parent of a special needs child. It's very personal to me, and so I've had a wonderful relationship with Mayor Cole and with the Board of Aldermen here in Laverne, but now we get to take that mission and hopefully same vision and heart for service to the state. I'm excited about that, and I certainly appreciate you recognizing me tonight. It's been a very pleasant surprise. He texted me and said, "Don't forget tomorrow night." I was like, "I will be there." So thank you for your support. Appreciate it.
Well, we appreciate everything you do. We
appreciate your support, my brother.
And this is a certificate of appreciation hereby granted to Brad Turner for his continuing dedication and commitment to the city of Laverne and Rutherford County. We gratefully acknowledge the tremendous impact you have made in our community and in our county.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brad.
Very much. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Just a couple quick things, too, if I can. I apologize. I don't want to take your meeting too long, but it's, it's times like this that I'm kind of driven by passion to speak about what we do. And when I was leaving the county commission, it was very encouraging for me to see these young ladies come up here who are going to be the next generation of public servants. And it was just a reminder for me to challenge not only myself, but challenge Mayor Cole and the Board of Aldermen about really why we're doing this. Are we doing this for personal gain, or are we doing this to build other people up and build our communities up? And to see you young ladies come up here was very encouraging to me. And I want you to never lose that spirit of service. Always keep it very close to your heart, because it's going to benefit you in the long run. And again, it's just a challenge to the Board of Aldermen and to Mayor Cole again about we're doing this to try to serve people. And hopefully we're doing it for the right reasons, to not generate our own publicity and bring glory to ourselves or bring glory to others by serving them at the same time. So I'll be quiet now and let you get back to your meeting, but thank you again. I appreciate it.
Thank you for everything you do.
Yes, sir.
So moving on to our department reports. Fire Department, Chief Clark.
Mayor and Board. We had 258 calls in the month of January, as you can see. I did break down a couple other things as far as stations and also by units. As you can see, basically an average month. One of the things that I'd like to point out is that we had some special events that occurred this month, and most of that had to do with training. We had an emergency operations center training that involved a lot of departments here in the city, along with some elected officials. Appreciate the attendance, and I think that we're well on our way in the right direction for disaster response. Secondly, we had our shift commanders, our battalion chiefs, to spend some time down in TFACA as well, being strike team task force team leaders. This is a federal course that will assist them in running teams, and not necessarily for Laverne, but also across the state and across the United States. So very proud of them, and you have any questions?
No, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Police Department, Chief Walker.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman, if you'll take a look at January, 1 month, you'll notice something there. You'll notice that there are 4,594 total calls for service for the month of January. If you divide that by 31 days and then multiply that average by 365, that's going to put us right at 53,000 total calls for service this calendar year. Now, I don't know if that's an anomaly or not. We have been gradually increasing the latter part of 2018, and it has continued and running on into the month of January. Now, that's total calls for service. That's everything that they have been called to do, officer initiated as well as dispatch initiated or 911 call. And to bring you up to speed just a little bit, we have 68 total sworn police department positions. We have, right now, we have 6 that are vacant, and that dropped to 5 today because we had a young lady accept. We're waiting on getting a hard copy of a psychological in and reviewing it before we make an officer to another young man that's been through the process. And we've got 5 young folks who are in our field training officer program at various times within that, which is a minimum of 12 weeks, which will eventually be there on patrol. And we have 1 young man that is in the academy now, will graduate in March, and another one that's been accepted for March. So if we can get some other folks in here, hopefully we get them into March. But once that puts us up to full staff, we're looking at 68 officers, sergeants, lieutenants, and me. And then the little general that you recognize back here behind me, that's what everybody kind of calls her. And I did lie to her. I had to get her here. She wouldn't have come. She thought she was coming to talk about the Christmas for kids and seniors. And bless her heart, she's worked on it off and on all day to be sure she had the information that she thought she might need.
Chief,
Now,
don't worry. I encouraged that and told her we had many questions for her.
Yes, sir. So the mayor lied too, but I think good Lord will forgive you too. There are some things that have been said about various items. I don't follow social media with the exception of Twitter. But there are other folks who share with me on a daily basis. One of them is sitting back here behind me. That's actually the other female that runs my life, and they both have the middle name of Lynn. But Vicky updates me from time to time, and then there's one alderman that sends me text messages or an email or just sees me and says something about the complaints that are out there. And most of them I don't see until after the fact. But people wonder why our law enforcement officers don't respond to every little single thing immediately. And that's because of this right here. Because they're running almost constantly. And we have priorities for our calls. And there are some calls that take more than one person. Many calls in today's world take more than one. And we've had our fair share of those types too. Super Bowl afternoon, we had, I believe it was either 3 or 4 domestic calls, and they were serious domestic calls. But folks were probably imbibing, et cetera. Once we get fully staffed, it won't be too bad. But for an example, for the month of January, for first shift, when the schedule was made, we had an average of 4.3 patrol officers scheduled to work per shift for each of those days. That was the average. Now, what happens is you start and you have vacations, you have training, you have the days off, you have court time, you have various and sundry other things. And then you have families who get sick, or the officers who get sick or injured, et cetera. So sometimes it's not as many as. And that's why we have a commander for each shift who is a lieutenant and 2 sergeants for each shift. Then for second shift, we had an average of 5.0, right on the money that were scheduled. And then for third shift, we had an average of right at 5 on third shift. So that kind of gives you an idea. Now, once we get fully staffed and we spread these 39 patrol officers out all 3 shifts, and we have 13 assigned to each, then that January number would be an additional 3.3 per day, an additional 2.5 per day for second shift, and an additional 2.5 per day for first shift. So things are going to improve some, but still, no matter what happens between now and then, one of the things that I want everybody to remember is there are still priority calls, and there are still some calls that take a lower priority, much lower priority than some. So that is not an excuse. That's a simple, factual explanation. Go to the next one, Glenn. Those calls for service in January this year compared to 3,231 for January last year. And that's a 42.2% increase month to month. And we'll have to kind of watch it and see what happens through the rest of this fiscal year and then the calendar year after that. Any questions?
Chief, a town our size with the people that we have, what's the average number of police officers?
Well, I think before we try to make that determination, we're going to have a factual population
So there's
count.
no facts.
The factual population count. The last thing for 2018 that the U.S. Bureau of Census listed on their website was 35,717, I think. That's only 5,000 more than about 7 or 8 years ago. I don't believe that. I think we're far more personally, and I think everybody in this room probably believes that. So the population is greater. Then you have to stop and you have to look at what you have coming in and out of every day. Laverne, unlike many municipalities our size, has a tremendous number of people who come through here every day or come visit here every day. And many people from just across the line in Nashville come here to shop because it's closer for them. And you can take it several different ways of looking at it, whether it should be an average of 2, 2.1, whatever the average of the southeastern states are, or the national average, but you still have to look at your own community. I got a text this morning from Chief Kevin Arnold at Smyrna. He currently has 91 sworn law enforcement officer positions that are budgeted. Now, they're not all filled, but there's 91 that are budgeted. We have 68. Is Smyrna that much larger than Laverne? I don't know. I don't know that Smyrna knows their actual figure. I don't think they're anywhere close than if we actually had. And we're getting there. We're almost there for another true, full-blown census, and I'll be glad when that happens because Laverne has grown. I've been here we've been here for almost 16 years now. And Laverne's nowhere near like it was when we moved here 16 years ago. It's climbed and climbed. It's kind of like that column on the right there is what it was then.
Thank you, Chief. You will find the report for codes. Randolph is unable to be here for this meeting. Parks and Recreation, Mr. A.C. Davis.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, Alderman, there are numbers for the last month. I apologize if anything's out of order. We have been trying to replace an administrative assistant, so we're making some headway on that. I have a lot of people and a lot of things to talk about here for a few minutes, if you don't mind. I would like to bring up the Interact Club one more time because my department has benefited from all of their help with the parade and the senior center and everything else that they've done. Not only are they a bunch of very intelligent kids, they're also some of the most respectful, sweet kids you ever want to be around. So I appreciate that, and we need to mention Stephanie Black as well. She has done a fantastic job. When she came in and sat in my office 4 months ago and said, would I like to get involved? The passion that she speaks with is, I mean, there's no way you cannot. I mean, she's doing a great job, so I appreciate her as well. Some of our upcoming events, we have the Senior Valentine's Dance, which will be on February the 14th. Alderman No actually found us our music act for the night. His name is Glenn Wagner. He will be doing the music for the dance that night. Also, pending board approval, we will hopefully start sign-ups, maybe even this evening, depending on how the vote goes, but depending on board approval, everything is sitting on ready to go, and I'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. Past events, we had the Martin Luther King Jr. ceremony. I appreciate everybody coming out for that. That was a big turnout. If we'd have had one more person show up, we might have had to scrounge up some more seats somewhere because it was a full house. So we may look at moving that to the multi-purpose building next year. I want to thank Alderman Jones, and Tom Clark was one of our speakers as well. Brenda Bryant and Vice Mayor Church. Mike Sparks actually stepped up and helped us with the prayer. The person we had couldn't make it. He had something come up, but anyway, Mike Sparks stepped up and helped us with the prayer. And then Alderman No and Alderman Brown were asked to speak as well. I appreciate y'all getting up and doing that as well. We had the father-daughter dance this past weekend at Roy Waldron School, which was a big success. We estimated about 250 attended. We wanted to thank the school actually for letting us have it there. And then Laura Davison, Carol Haas, Liz Buck, and Kristen Morlock for stepping up and helping us with cookies and cake and everything else. It was a good day, good afternoon. Senior Center, I wanted to bring up for a minute. I would like to recognize one of our Senior Advisory Committee members, Rick Autry, for helping us procure 2 sheds from Lowe's Building Material. Dara Harrison, the manager over there, was able to donate two sheds for the Senior Citizen Center for storage, that we can move some stuff outside now and get it out of the closets and some of the offices in there. And it's freed up a lot of space, so we really appreciate that. Also, Vaughn and Candy Schneider donated a couple of treadmills for the Senior Center. So we have one set up inside. It's a fold away. So we're trying to get some stuff moved around, and we'll see what we're going to do with that other one. But that's a great donation. You know, it's awesome to bring that kind of stuff in there at no cost to the seniors or to the city. So we really appreciate that. To touch on the ball league situation one more time, pending y'all's approval, Ann and Felicia have worked really hard today at setting up, getting a media push available as soon as the voting is completed, and if everything goes the way we hope it will, then they have an article ready to go with a logo on it. It'll be posted to the city website, logo, and the link to the info, all social media outlets, Facebook, City Hall, Parks and Rec, Instagram, and Laverne's Facebook groups. And email will be sent to each one of you board members. So I think that covers everything. So any questions?
Looking to move the father-daughter dance for next year, just due to capacity?
Maybe capacity and some more availability. We're going to look at the other location and see how it sets up for us as well. You know, because we're having to bring everything as it is. If we can try to shave some stuff off here and there, it may help out. But
Wonderful.
Yeah, so just kicking the idea around right now.
Hey, I've seen there was some concern about the mother-son involvement. Is that something that you hope to add?
Well, we got people on both sides of it. You know, I understand their concerns about just the name of it. It's a traditional thing for us more than anything else. It's, you know, it's father-daughter dance, but we try to make sure everybody knows that everyone is welcome, you know. Escorts or, you know, family members, mothers and sons, we try to make sure everyone is welcome to it, you know. So, yeah, we're kicking the idea around about doing some things different. At the same time, it's a traditional kind of thing, and I hate for the little girls who really look forward to it with their dad, too, to, you know, it's kind of a catch-22. It's hard to make it so that everybody's happy, so.
I think everyone had a blast.
Oh, yeah, everybody that attended had a really good time. So, probably a lot of it had to do with some of them being sugared up, because I've seen a lot of cookies get
They
eaten.
ate a lot of cookies.
So, but
It's almost illegal how much cookies you guys pushed on them.
But it was a lot of fun. And those were donations, by the way.
I did hear that Chief Walker cut a rug out there.
He did, he sure did. He told me not to say anything, but,
I actually seen Chief Walker with a tear in his eye.
yeah.
His little one's grown now,
I
so,
know it, I know it.
Because it was our last.
yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first one y'all came to. She wasn't near as grown up as she is now. So, yeah, so that's all I have.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Moving on to E, Finance Department. Ms. Phyllis Rogers.
Good afternoon, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Alderman. Before I begin with the financial report, Becky with the Tax Department wanted me to give you all some updated information on where we're at property tax-wise in collections. And right now, we have collected approximately 60% of our annual property tax, which is about $4.7 million. She wanted me to let you know that we've had 15 new tax relief applicants and 122 tax relief vouchers that have been returned. We also had 21 new businesses receive license in January. So on to the financial report for year-to-date up through the end of December. For the general fund, expenses have exceeded revenues by approximately $1.9 million. We'll see that, of course, turn around as the tax revenues come in, property tax. Local sales tax, we've collected approximately $4.2 million. That's $1,030,000 better than what we budgeted for this time of the year, and $393,000 better than this time last year. For the State Street Aid, expenses are up a little bit. They exceed revenues by approximately $84,000, and the stormwater revenues exceed expenditures by approximately $26,000, and in the water sewer fund, revenues exceed expenditures by approximately $1.5 million. Second page is our balances in our various bank accounts. And on the third page is a comparison to prior year. With the general fund, revenues are up approximately $336,000. Expenses are up approximately $520,000. In the water sewer fund, revenues are up about approximately $92,000, and expenses are up approximately $454,000. As far as tap fees are up year to date approximately $306,000. Any questions?
Yes, ma'am. The minus 184,324, what is that? On the net income?
That is where expenses have exceeded revenues year to date.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
Moving on to F, Library. Ms. Donna.
Mayor, Vice Mayor Alderman, good evening. For the month of January, the attendance in the library was 5,334 with an average of 223. We issued a total of 113 cards. We circulated 5,279 items, and we had 2,158 computer users. For our programs, which include all of our programs, we had 40 for the month of January, with 4 outreach programs, that's to our daycares. The attendance for the 40 programs was 557, and then for the 4 outreach, it was 100. If you can see, I wanted to highlight just a couple of things that we have going on. I've been really, really good lately. I don't think since Joan Jett came that I have done anything kind of crazy, and I had something in mind, but you hear that train a-comin', it's coming round the bend. I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. But Nashville N-Track is coming to the library. They're coming to the Laverne Public Library. They're going to have an awesome display of N-scale model trains. If you're a model railroader, you know there are different scales. Z is the tiny one, then you have the N, and then you have, I believe there's O, and I may be off a little bit. But this is the N scale. Mr. Jimmy, who is one of our staff members, has been a model railroader for many, many years. So his club, Nashville N Track, is coming. They're going to use the entire Storytime room to set up this display. It's going to be set up Friday, February the 8th, and Saturday, February the 9th, and the trains are going to be running from 9 a.m. until 4:45 p.m. both days. This is a free event. You can come, stay 5 minutes. I doubt you'll stay that short of a time. You could stay all day, watch the trains run, ask questions. So we do hope that you come out to see the trains. And I didn't bring the train whistles tonight that I was going to have you all blow. I'm so sorry. All right, the next event, and I won't do anything for this one, American Girl Tea Party, American Girl Doll Tea Party. This is in March, but we start handing out tickets in February. In fact, this coming Saturday, we'll start handing out tickets. This, again, is a free event. We do have limited seating, so we do want for you to come by and pick up a ticket. We cannot take telephone reservations. We feel like it's more fair if you come by and pick up the tickets, and they are required, and you can start picking those up at the children's desk. One lucky participant at the tea party will win a Luciana doll. And this year's event is Luciana's Out of This World Tea Party. Which brings me to let you know that Luciana, when she grows up, she wants to be an astronaut. And it just so happens that our summer reading program is Universe of Stories. So I just can't wait till May to come and share with you how we're going to jump off our summer reading. And down to some good, boring, but necessary stuff. Volunteer income tax assistant. Laverne Public Library is a site for free tax prep assistance every Friday and Saturday from now until April 13th. So this coming Friday morning at 9 o'clock, you can line up at the door to get your taxes done free. There's just a very few stipulations. Mostly it's just they don't do a lot of the schedules, but we have really good participation in that. They do take the last person at 12 o'clock so that they have time to complete their taxes by 1. Okay, any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to G, water treatment plant.
Good evening, Mayor Cole, Vice Mayor Church, Alderman. In the month of January, Infomark treated 114.249 MGD, or million gallons. We delivered 98.135 MGD, or MG million gallons to citizens of Laverne. That's an average of 3.685 million gallons treated per day. The average delivered per day was 3.166 million gallons. As of January 15th, Holt Plumbing has completed the backflow testing except for irrigation systems. Currently, Infomark and Holt have developed a plan to retest all failed devices. Notices have been sent to those owners as to having them repaired and retested per TDEC regulations along with the Laverne Ordinance. In the month of January, we collected and analyzed 40 bacteriological samples, with all of them passing. The requirement is 40. In January 2019, the TOC removal was 52.3%, and the requirement is 15%. That is 3.48 above the removal requirement. In January, we had a new operator start, and with this new operator starting, we are transferring one of our operators over to a Maintenance Tech 1 position, which will give us 2 maintenance people in full staffing operations. Just a reminder that all the distribution tanks are now intentionally cycled to the maximum range possible without causing any pressure concerns within the distribution system, with the goal of providing the freshest water possible to the community. In January, the contractors on the project out at the water plant installed the intake pump number 2 The removal of intake number 1 was due to vibration, excessive vibration. Once the intake pump number 1 is back in service, all 3 intake pumps will have been newly refurbished, allowing us to cycle them and keep them in rotation. In January, we had a total of 7 water complaints. 5 of the complaints were pressure complaints. All 5 were due to internal plumbing issues. We had 2 water quality complaints. One was about the hardness of their water, and it had to do with mainly their fish tank, and we had advised them what to do to help take care of that so that the fish could live. One of them said that they had a film build up on their cooking utensils when they were cooking. We suspected that to also be calcium buildup from the hardness of the water, which is common in this area due to the limestone. We told them to call us back if they had any more problems, and we've not heard anything. Any questions?
Do you have an ETA on the raw water pump 1 being back in service?
I don't know the exact date. I think they're shooting for March.
Okay.
And the completion for that second phase, they wrapped up, what, last week?
Yes, sir. Yeah, they're finishing up the rest of it now.
So we're heading in the right direction.
Yes, sir.
Thank
job.
you.
Anything else?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you. Moving on to H, Public Works Department. Mr. Garland Russell.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Alderman. This is for the month of January 2019. Had a total of 13 requests for brush pickup with 472 pickups for the month, 105,000 pounds. We had 367.5 hours for workhouse program with a total of 127 work orders. For the fleet department, vehicle repair, we had 52, with 50 being in-house, 2 being outsourced. 29 preventive maintenance, 4 equipment repairs. We made around 13 repairs for the fire department on any of their apparatus that they got. Any questions?
Fire department portion's keeping you busy.
Yeah, Thomas is up for a challenge.
I'm sure it's saving us a little bit of time and money.
Oh, I don't know exactly what the cost is so far, but our labor rate's a little lower than theirs too. But we're doing the minor stuff right now.
Thank you, sir. Moving on to Utilities Department, Mr. Michael Dietz.
Mayor, Alderman, good afternoon. For the month of January 2019, the Water Department had a total of 137 work orders. Our mainline repairs for the month was 1. Service line repairs were 5. Performed 9 cleanups. Valves exercised for the month was 283. Our estimated gallons of water not sold was roughly 1.4 million. Our total overtime for the month was 8. The meter and leak detection department had a total of 402 work orders. New meter sets were 34. Meter swaps for the month was 213. They walked and listened to 7.5 miles of pipe, listened to 464 meters, found 2 leaks. Our customer requests for their meters test and reports were 4. Meters tested for the month was 3. Answered 336 Tennessee 1 calls with a total of 1 hour overtime in the meter department. Sewer department, total of 115 work orders, split with service calls and pump stations 58 to 57. Our final grinder pump inspections for the month was 2. Manhole inspections and repairs were 13. Rebuilt 10 grinder pumps in-house, and the overtime for the sewer department was 64 for the month of January. Any questions?
Was the 1.4 million gallons not sold, was that directly due to the valves being exercised, or?
No, sir, that's multiple things. That's basically any water we account for due to flushing, new line construction, repairs, cleaning sewer lines, pressure washing, et cetera.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Moving on to J, Stormwater Department, Mr. Adam Leach.
Hey, Mayor Board, excuse me. From December 15th, January 15th, we received 11 calls. From those 11 calls, we generated 3 new work orders. We closed 2, are currently working on 2 additional work orders. 1 work order was closed in that time period. Street sweeper ran 8 days thanks to getting some maintenance done on it. In the time period, there were 15 working days. There were 3 days where it rained out, no ditching could be done. 3 holidays were accounted for. Mostly during the months of December and January, we spend our time on regular maintenance items, clearing out under the underpass, ditches, blowing out culverts, that type of thing. Any questions?
Thank you, sir. Moving on to Human Resources. Ms. Cheryl.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Aldermen. Here is the Human Resource Report for the month of January. We had 4 external jobs posted with 242 applicants. There were actually 2 new hires. No internal jobs were posted, so 0 applicants in that area, 0 promotions, 0 resignations, 1 termination, and we had 1 workers' compensation claim, 110 care here appointments, 5 no-shows. There were 399 lives covered for the month of January. 4 HRAs were conducted, 1 short-term disability claim for a grand total claim dollar amount of $245,088. Are there any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on to old business. Second reading, Ordinance 2019-01, an ordinance to amend Title I, Chapter 1, Section 1-103 of the Laverne Municipal Code regarding the Citizens Forum. Need a motion to approve or deny?
Make a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Need a second.
Second.
Okay. Alderman No.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Church.
Yes.
And I vote aye. Ordinance passes. First reading, Ordinance 2019-02, an ordinance to amend the Laverne zoning ordinance as it pertains to accessory structures. This received a favorable recommendation from the Planning Commission on December 27th, 2018. This was deferred from our last meeting. Need a motion to approve or deny?
Make a motion we approve.
Have a motion to approve. Need a second. I'll second it. Alderman No.
Is this the 2,500 foot, 1,500 foot?
Yes, sir.
No.
Alderman Brown.
No.
Alderman Jones.
No.
Vice Mayor Church.
Yes.
And I vote aye. Motion fails. Second reading, Ordinance 2019-03, an ordinance to amend the fiscal year 2018-2019 budget. Need a motion to approve or deny?
Make a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Need a second.
Second.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Church.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion passes. Consent agenda. Need a motion to approve or deny?
I make a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Need a second.
Second.
And Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Church.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion passes. Moving on to new business. First reading, Ordinance 2019-04, an ordinance to amend Title VII, Chapter 7, Section 7-221 of the Laverne Municipal Code regarding open burning. Need a motion to approve or deny?
Make a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Need a second.
Second.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Church.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion passes. Resolution 2019-03, a resolution of the City of Laverne Board of Mayor and Aldermen to declare property owned by the city to be surplus to the city's needs and directing disposal of the same. Need a motion to approve or deny?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Need a second.
A second.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Church.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Resolution passes. Resolution 2019-04, a resolution to enter into a contract with the Tennessee Department of Transportation for the State Industrial Access Program for improvements to Bain Drive. Need a motion to approve or deny?
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve. Need a second.
I second for discussion.
Okay?
This is over off of Waldron Road.
Yes, this is Bain Drive.
This is the Bain Drive. And this was, in this resolution, do we have anything stating that the developer is still willing to put up to $500,000 in it?
I don't think it specifies the exact amount. I believe it mentions the matching portion of that grant. Is that correct, Bruce?
It's not stated in the resolution because this is just for purposes of applying to the state. We will be having an item, which is item number 12, which outlines the agreement between the city and the developer for the payment of the matching portion. That agreement is not ready for tonight, so when we get there, we'll defer that. But that is going to be part of this at some point. We can always back out if the developer balks or doesn't want to pay his portion, but everything that he has told us, you know, that they are willing to do that.
Right. At the workshop, he mentioned they're willing to go up to $500,000, but we don't have that in writing.
Well, we don't have an exact amount of what everything's going to cost at this point, and I don't know that he's really given an exact amount. He did mention that amount, but I mean, it could be more, it could be less, and we don't know, you know, what the matching is going to be until the engineering estimates are completed.
Is it possible we can defer this until we get the answers to number 12?
You can defer it, but obviously it's going to hold up the application process and you know, just make it longer down the road before we can even get the grant. We don't even know if we're going to get the grant for sure. This just does the application, and then, you know, we can do the agreement with the developer at another meeting.
I just feel that we're putting the cart before the horses. If we get to the point where we're asking for the money and we don't get the money, we still have a commitment with the developer that we're going to move to better Bain Drive. So that's my biggest concern.
And with this grant, even if we're awarded the grant, we can turn that down afterwards. Is that correct?
Correct, yes.
So if we vote yes on this, we're not like 100% all in if things doesn't go our way. Is that correct? But if we vote no, it'll prolong it?
That is my understanding.
Is that correct?
That's my understanding, yes.
Okay.
Any more discussion?
That's good. Thank you.
Okay. Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Yes.
Vice Mayor Church.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Resolution passes. Resolution 2019-05, a resolution to adopt a property tax freeze program for eligible seniors for 2019 and subsequent tax years. Need a motion to approve or deny?
I make a motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve. Need a second.
A second.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Church.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Resolution passes. Number 12, a motion to approve an agreement between the City of Laverne and Panattoni Development Company Incorporated to provide funding for the matching portion of the State Industrial Access Program. And
I make a motion we defer this per conversation with the city manager.
I have a motion to defer. Need a second.
I second.
Okay. Any discussion? Alderman No.
Aye. For deferment.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Church.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion passes. First reading, ordinance 2019-05, an ordinance to amend Title I, Chapter 1 of the Laverne Municipal Code by adding a new section 1-107 entitled Addressing Employment, Promotion, Discipline, Suspension, and Discharge of Specific Employees at Public Meetings. Need a motion to approve or deny?
I make a motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Need a second.
A second for discussion.
Okay. Have a second.
We can discuss it. Again, I just want to make, after speaking to several different people in the community, it is understanding, they've helped me understand why we're doing this, so we don't discuss the, I guess, disciplinary actions throughout the city in open forum. However, where the rule is for the contractual employment agreements, that is something that we still will be discussing as a board. Is that true, Evan?
Yes, sir, that's right.
All right, thank you.
Any more discussion? Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Church.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Ordinance passes. Motion to appoint or remove board or committee members. First one we have is the Board of Zoning Appeals. We've got Mr. Robert Carger, whose term expired the 31st of January. We have 3 applicants, Mr. Carger, Ms. Ivy Brown, and Mr. Jim Hessman. Need a motion to appoint one of them to this position.
I make a motion to reappoint Robert Kroger.
Have a motion. Do we have a second?
I second.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Church.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Moving on to B, Construction Board of Adjustments and Appeals. We have 2 terms expire on the 31st, Teresa Hesse and John Rutledge. And I believe Teresa Hesse was wanting to stay on that board.
Yes.
And then Mr. Rutledge does not live within the city. So we don't have another applicant for his. So we just need basically whether to reappoint Ms. Hesse.
Make a motion, we appoint Ms. Hesse.
Have a motion, need a second.
I'll second.
Okay. Alderman No.
Yes.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Church.
Aye.
And I vote aye. Ms. Hesse is back on that board. And we will continue advertising this board on Channel 3. Moving on to C, Laverne Housing Authority. We've got 1 term expired, which is former mayor, Mr. A.C. Puckett, and we've not been able to contact him. So at this point, we don't have any applicants, so that will continue to be advertised to the public for anyone to apply for. We move on to D, Local Emergency Planning Committee. We've got 1 term vacant, and staff recommends that Fire Marshal Curtis Brinkley be appointed to this vacant position to represent the fire department. Just need a motion to approve that.
Make a motion to approve.
Have a motion to approve. Need a second.
A second for discussion.
Okay.
Also on the environmental specialist, I sit as chair on this board, and Mr. Boggs is no longer with the contractor. So is he still on the board? That's a question.
Oh, I'm sorry, for me?
No, for
No.
Bruce.
I mean, he is still on the board. I was not aware that he is no longer with the group, so we will get in contact with them to see if they will put another representative on this committee.
Thank you.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Brown.
Aye.
Alderman Jones.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Church.
Aye.
And I vote aye. And E, Senior Citizen Advisory Committee, remove or appoint 3 members. And Alderman No is requesting that Marshall Anthony, Letitia Brown, and Kay Jones be removed from this committee due to lack of attendance. And then we have roughly 5 different applicants for filling this. So need a motion on these 3 members.
I make a motion to remove those 3 members.
Okay. Have a motion to remove. Need a second.
A second for discussion.
Okay.
Bruce, did we have support documentation that we've reached out to all 3 of these individuals?
To remove them, no, not in this situation. Now, I know that they have been contacted about attending meetings, but they have not been contacted about being removed from this committee that I'm aware of. AC is the one that usually handles that type of thing, so.
We contacted them several times about attending the meetings.
Okay. And no response?
Any more discussion? Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Brown?
Aye.
Alderman Jones?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Church?
Aye.
And I vote aye for the removal of those 3 members. Any more motions as far as filling those 3?
I guess, do we need to vote, Bruce, on how to skip to the next month, and then we can put one, or just?
Well, as I explained at the workshop, typically what we do is, once members are removed, we advertise those vacant positions on Channel 3 for a month and take applications. And then at the following meeting, we appoint the replacements, essentially.
Right.
It's up to this board if you want to go ahead and appoint members to this committee. We, like was mentioned, we have several applications already. So it's basically just a board decision on how you want to handle this.
And how is that presented to us so we can vote?
Basically, somebody just makes a motion to appoint whoever they would like to replace these newly created vacancies.
And that's totally legal, right? There's no repercussions?
As far as I know, yes.
All right, well then I'd like to make a motion to appoint Carol Haas, Isabella Williams, and Michael Going.
Okay. I have a motion. Need a second.
A second?
Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Brown?
No.
Alderman Jones?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Church?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion passes. Number 15, motion to approve contract from Pyro Shows Incorporated for the fireworks at the July 4th celebration. Need a motion to approve or deny.
Motion to approve.
I have a motion to approve. Need a
I'll second it.
I'd like to discuss it also.
Okay.
This is what we talked about. Did they get the verbiage right, AC, from the workshop?
If we're going to do the 3 years, we had to have 3 quotes from it also. But yeah, we've been using them for a while now. We wanted to get I think Alicia said, did she not first?
The new version is in the packets tonight. It's just 1 year.
Right.
And then we will need to bid it out if we want to do a 3-year for future.
And this is what the staff wants.
Yes, absolutely. That is very good.
Thank you.
Alderman No.
Aye.
Alderman Brown?
Aye.
Alderman Jones?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Church?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Motion passes. Mayor and Alderman comments. Alderman No.
I have lots to talk about, mostly about the senior center. Again, as AC talked about, February 14th from 5 to 7:30, Mr. Glenn Wagner will be playing music for the senior citizens at the multi-purpose building, and we would love for everybody to come down, meet the seniors. It's $5 to get in. There'll be lots of good food. I think you'll have a good time. And to speak again about Miss Stephanie Black, who is over the Interact Club, her husband Brian he's pretty ill. He needs some prayers, and we need to be thinking about that. And then I've got some people here I just want to thank for the seniors. Of course, AC brought up some. Mr. Eugene Walker, Roger French, who is on our board, and me and Melissa has got a appointment, and a lot of y'all don't know this, but Sarah Lee Bakery moved into Laverne a couple of months ago, and we've got an appointment at 10 o'clock Friday morning, and they're going to, hopefully, if everything goes right, we're going to start getting some bakery goods for the seniors up there, so we definitely want to give them a shout out. Once again, Save a Lot. Today we had Tim Lyer come by and give us a bunch of stuff. Miracle Baptist Church, the Hendersons, of course, Rick Autry, the bum, I call him. Tony Vanetta, who's always been around. Carol Haas, Laura Davison, and the other day, Springhouse Church in Smyrna brought just a closet full of goodies. So I want to say thanks to all those people. I'm done.
Thank you, sir. Alderman Brown.
No, thank you.
Alderman Jones.
That's it.
Vice Mayor Church.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mayor, for giving me the permission to speak tonight. As many of you know, it is very hard to be an elected official. Some would even ask, why did you even run for office? One thing for sure, my colleagues and I all agree on, it is very difficult and it comes with a lot of responsibilities. As we know, we discuss our values as we discuss budgets, roads, sewer, other items throughout the city. We also have responsibilities as human beings. It's not always something popular, but sometimes it's important to do the right thing at times where the right thing needs to be done. We pass amendments, we pass resolutions. That's our job. Sometimes our job gets a little tougher. With that said, we have many issues going on in our city. We have infrastructure that's struggling to keep up with the growth. Our police department has challenges every day. Our fire department as well. Our ambulance service, this board, our finance folks. Working as a team, sometimes it puts you at odds, but we must work as a team for the better of the city. I disagree with some of the things that go on day to day throughout City Hall, but I support my mayor. I support my colleagues. I also support the staff. I feel sometimes my aggressiveness comes off in a demeanor that I'm mad. I'm not mad. I'm concerned. We live in a state of emergency in our city where we have long-term employees that stand up to do the right thing, and they file grievances against upper management. During this could, in fact, better the city. If you file a grievance in the city against any member, including myself.
Mayor, isn't this out of order?
This would be with the comments, so it would be.
Okay, thank you, Mayor.
If you file a grievance in the city, that is your right. It is your right as an employee. It is your right as a citizen. It is your right as a taxpayer. When someone takes the rights away from you, it's not okay. I'm very concerned when we can sit up here as a governing body and play with people's livelihoods. We have employees that have filed grievances and now that are on leave of absence by orders of elected officials. To me, this is complete retaliation from this board.
Mr. Mayor, if we're going to continue this, then I would like to be excused.
Yeah, me too.
I'm within my guidelines. If you file a grievance in the city, you should be treated just like any other individual. As these individuals walk out, they too should hold responsibility. I was elected as your alderman, and I was appointed as your vice mayor. For the next 3.5 years, I will work really hard to provide the support that the mayor needs and the other aldermen. I will not be silenced, and I will continue to push the button. If you see something wrong, it's time to stand up. You will be protected by the federal government. The Whistleblower Act will protect you as a staff and employees. I'm not here for intimidation. I'm here to tell you what your rights are. The days of sweeping things under the rug in Laverne are over. And there's people in this city that want to do the right thing, and there's people in this city that don't want to do the right thing. It is time to choose sides. Again, I support Mayor Cole. I believe Mayor Cole can take us to the right directions and lead us. However, we have disagreements, and that's why you elected us. You elected a board of new members because we're not sheep. We don't follow because we're told to follow. We do what we feel is best for the city. I stand before you as a sitting elected official telling you and telling our legal staff we are not doing the right thing. If the city has repercussions for that, then so be it. We must do the right thing. No matter if you're a single mother, or if you're a degreed professional, or if you're on the weed eater, or you're the city administrator, you should be treated equally. And we are not treating people equal in this city. Tonight is very challenging. I've been asked by several people to step down. I've been asked by several people to resign. I also have been filed against in grievances. I went through 3 hours of intense questioning with my private attorney, with an investigator hired by the city. I haven't done anything wrong. I've exposed what is being done wrong. I will continue to invest the money it takes to hold my own at no cost to the taxpayers. It's not right. We have programs where we are building children to become adults. And we sit up here to do the right thing, and we smile. But you cannot sit here and smile and say we're doing the right thing, and then go back here when no one's around and make the wrong decisions. We will continue to work together, and we will get better at it. Again, I support my mayor. We're not always going to agree. Please, continue to work together as staff members and continue to push the bar. Honesty will prevail. Just do the right thing. Thank you.
I won't keep everybody too long. Remember the Valentine's dance at the Senior Center. I know I'll be there. I believe Alderman No will be there. It should be a great time. Again, I want to thank the Interact Club. Y'all have set an amazing example for everyone here in the city. And I want to remind everyone, the city of Laverne was actually recently named the best place in Tennessee to buy a house. That's above every other city in the state. That's a huge accomplishment and recognition for our city. So that is amazing. With that, call this meeting adjourned. Thank you.